How do you get that rich and start beefing? Twitter beef? Think about that. 2 billionaires have hundreds of employees. And think about that. When their employees beef, what do you think they tell their employees? Hash it out on Twitter. Think about that, right? Mm-hmm. If Trump got 2 niggas beefing at his job, he ain't saying diss each other on Twitter, right? He's saying this is bad for business. But why is it good for business when he does it?
About that Tesla, did you ever see Elon Musk get physical with the Treasury Secretary?
No, I didn't.
And I tried to ask...
They did have an argument, but I didn't see I didn't see a lot of physicality there.
And there was this New York Times report that he did not want to talk about, Elon Musk, that alleged that he, towards the end of his time in the White House, was blurring the lines between recreational use of drugs and medicinal. Do you think he ever had drugs here at the White House?
I really don't know. I don't think so. I hope not. Look, I wish him well. You understand. We had a good relationship, and I just wish him well. Very well, actually.
On Elon Musk, do you plan to speak to him on the phone anytime soon?
I haven't really thought about it, actually. I would imagine he wants to speak to me. I would think so.
So to me, it's like, if you don't get that rich being emotional, right? Like, why are they all of a sudden emotional now? And why are they all of a sudden emotionally publicly? Think about that. Why? Like, I believe that everybody in the world, I believe the greatest genius alive right now. You wanna know the greatest genius alive to me is right now? Vince McMahon. I think everybody is paying attention to wrestling. I know this sounds crazy, but I think that Trump and Elon, remember, Vince McMahon's wife is also head of education. So don't act like they're not close. But like, wrestling is the greatest entertainment ever created. It is better than movies. It's better than films. It's better than fucking video games. It's better than all. And let me tell you why. Because you can write the script. It's not like sports. Like wrestling, you know when they go wrestle at WrestleMania, they know who's going to win? Yeah. Like the whole match is set up. But that doesn't stop 100,000 people from lining up in the arena. I mean, in the stadium. It doesn't stop millions of people paying for pay-per-view. Why? Because of the storylines. So I really believe that Trump and Elon are taking a note out of a page out of his book and really focusing on, like, let's beef right now. Because what man like that, like, think about it from a power standpoint. 48 laws of power.
That is scary.
From a power standpoint, right? You have to understand that one of the 48 laws of power is to control your emotions. So if they're being emotional, that means it's a part of the performance. It's the performance.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they really doing in front of us. How do you get that rich and start beefing? Twitter beef? Think about that. 2 billionaires have hundreds of employees. And think about that. When their employees beef, what do you think they tell their employees? Hash it out on Twitter. Think about that, right? If Trump got 2 niggas beefing at his job, he ain't saying diss each other on Twitter, right? He's saying this is bad for business. But why is it good for business when he does it? Because it's performative. And I think that we're acting like we don't know what's going on, but we all are smart enough to know. You don't just be best friends saying, I love this guy, this is my favorite person. I think they understand wrestling. I think the audience is tired of you with Doge. Plus Tesla's stock is going down. We got to get you on the other side. Turn against me now. Diss me now. Yep. And I'm going to dish you back. And I'm going to threaten to drop your contracts and everything. But that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you do it. I'm telling you, I don't believe they beefing. That's why I don't get caught up in it. How we are just friends and y'all beefing? I got niggas that I don't fuck with. We beefing. I will never diss them on Twitter.
Man, hit that yellow button for my boy, man.
I would never diss them on Twitter. I would never. It's niggas that I don't fuck with right now. I would never diss them on Twitter or on Instagram. What? Yeah. That's the most emotional thing. That is something that I cannot ever, if I did that, I could never tell my kids, act like an adult. But Dad, you was just arguing such on Twitter. Damn.
Hey, Ray, if Trump sees
me.
If Trump sees this, he's gonna be like, God damn, he got it figured out. He figured it out.
Dog. They understand. Let's not forget, Jake Paul and Logan Paul beefed that once, and people were buying into it. It is all WWE. And who is in WWE right now? Logan Paul. It's all wrestling. I think all these niggas are taking a bite out of Vince McMahon's book, and I believe hip hop should.
Yeah.
I believe everybody should. Everybody should. I just think it's brilliant, but I don't.
Yeah.
I would bet money they're not beefing.
Yeah. You saw when Drake and Top 5 did that.
They're performing.
It's
It's like you say, they're
Like he
performing.
had an issue with Drake, and then like a week later was like, okay, now we see who the Snakes is. All y'all niggas in my DMs.
Somebody said wrestling's not better than black entertainment. Wrestling is the greatest entertainment ever created because it's fake. Remember, when we go see that, I'm a Knicks fan. If I knew the NBA was writing the story, so y'all, we should have won a championship at least 8 or 9 times. Am I right, Jordy? Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
That is the only sport where the outcome is already made before they get in the ring.
In some way, somehow, it still catches your attention.
It still catches your attention. That's my point.
Yeah.
So I think Trump and them is. I think this is. I want to say it to everybody. It goes back to what I said. Remember what I said. Go back to what I said when we first started doing this. I said, don't pay attention. Remember when I was talking about the white boy that was talking about the black girl? We're gonna kick her fat ass. Remember the DA that was going after Trump, and that guy was like, we're gonna kick her fat ass if she mess with Trump. And I was like, black people don't buy into it. They want you to be emotional. Let me tell you something, Moski. Everybody's wrong. I want everybody at home to hear this and know this. If I walk up to you, Moski, and I get right in your face and say, fuck you. You are an evil person. You are a devil. The minute that you touch me, you are wrong.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mind you, you living your life.
Yeah.
Just chilling at dinner with your family. And I walk up to you like, you bitch ass, I hate you, blah, 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 blah. The moment you touch me, now I might be morally wrong.
Right.
Bro, what are you doing? I'm with my family at a restaurant. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But the moment you touch me, I'm legally wrong.
For sure.
Now the law can get involved.
For sure.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
For sure.
So what we have to understand as black folks is just because they got in your face don't mean you have a right to punch them.
For sure.
Just because they said something you don't like them, you have a right to punch them. Because the punch is legally wrong.
Yeah.
The punch is assault.
Right.
No one has ever been verbal. I've never seen someone get locked up for being verbally assaulted. For verbally assaulting someone. Am I tripping?
Nah, you not.
I've never seen someone get locked up for verbally assaulting someone. Now, if you threat,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna blow this motherfucker up. That's different. That's a threat.
Yeah.
But if I say, bitch, I hate you, motherfucker, and if I see you again, I'm a boom, 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 boom. I can say whatever I want as long as I don't touch you.
Right.
And Trump and Elon are gonna say a lot. As long they're not gonna touch each other, they're not gonna be around each other, and then they're gonna make up.
Yeah.
And they're gonna fix it. But while they're arguing right now to keep us entertained. So I'm not gonna entertain it. I'm just gonna tell you what I think it is, and let's go on to the next.
And you know what's crazy, bro? Just to add on to what you said, it makes sense. Cause it's almost like part of a storyline when you think about it, bro. Cause like Trump and Elon are known to like not have liked each other in the past.
Thanks.
So it makes sense that this happened. So
that's my point. Listen, bro. When you go see the Titanic, right? Let's use the Titanic. The Titanic is a movie about a boat that crashed, right? Everybody know the story. It hit an iceberg and crashed, right? Why did it have a bad guy though? Why did Titanic need a bad guy?
Keep you entertained.
Boom. You have to entertain me. They could have just showed up. They could have showed a lot of rich people in a boat, waving. The next day, crashing. Movie over. Right? That's the movie. But they want to. We need these characters.
Yeah.
You need bad guys.
for sure.
For the movies, for the good guys to fight.
Right.
Have anybody ever seen the movie Megamind?
Megamind, nah. I ain't seen it.
Okay. Megamind is one of my favorite cartoons. It's a cartoon. Will Ferrell's the voice, and he's basically like this. Megamind is this bad guy, and he just wants to take over the world. And the guy that he's fighting, his Superman version of that he fights against, he quits. But Megamind thinks he killed him. So he basically he's like, I'm gonna put together one of my. He always fails every mission. Every mission he fails. Right? Every mission he fails. And this one he finally gets. So he's like, he's really dead? So, he's like, I won! Oh my God, this is the beginning of the movie, by the way. And he's like, I won! So now he's walking through the streets dancing, and everybody's scared of him, and he's like, no one can mess with me. And then he started realizing that it was no more fun. Because he had nobody to fight, and the people were scared of him. So then he's like, he created another hero. He created a hero for him to fight. But the hero turned into a bad guy. Because he was like, you gave me all these powers. I want to steal. I don't want to go help people. People have been mean to me. And he's like, no, you're supposed to help. And then Megamind winds up fighting him and he becomes a good guy in the end. But the whole point is that we need rivals.
Yeah.
We need rivals. And go ahead.
No, I'm even with sports. Because I like to relate a lot of things to sports.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not like
That's why nobody cares about this finals. Because it's the Pacers versus OKC. They don't have enough cachet in the country for us to care. When you think about the Pacers, you probably still think about Reggie fucking Miller. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you don't think about Tyrese Halliburton. Like it's just different.
Right.
OKC, you still think about Russell and
I swear to
fucking
God, yeah.
and Kevin.
Yeah.
But now you got Shy.
Yeah.
So they don't have enough cachet. They don't have enough equity in the culture for us to care.
yeah. Yeah.
That's why the ratings are low. If that was wrestling, it would have been the Knicks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves,
No,
and the
for
Knicks
sure.
would have won.
Yeah.
Because it probably would have made everybody involved billions
yes.
of dollars. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
That's why wrestling is so dope.
Yeah.
They make the best decision for business,
Yeah.
but it's also entertaining.
Yeah.
That would have been the biggest
Facts.
finals.
That would have been so big,
been the
bro.
biggest finals.
Oh my
It's like
God.
Cat.
Because that's what the people want to
on the
see.
other side,
you feel me?
Julius
Like,
Randle.
And
that's what they
wrestling
wanna
gives
see.
the people what they want to
For
see.
sure.
And when Elon and Trump were in the White House and everybody was like, I can't wait to see these guys go at it.
Boom.
And now they're going at it. We're all tuned in.
Boom.
Who else is there to talk about? Nobody else but us. Who but us? That's why it works.
Facts.
What else we got?